There was a radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams, and she was practically burned at the stake.
She tells the Daily Mail in an interview published October 1st, "What is really weird is that I have been told by so many people, Wendy, you called it, including some people from my family who have said the same."
Diddy will go to prison for life, people. You don't know things that I knew about Diddy back in the day, and you want to know what? It's about time, people. It is about time.
One of entertainment's biggest powerhouses comes crashing down.
Wendy Williams is pulling back the curtain on Diddy comms, unveiling shocking new details after the release of the documentary on Diddy. With years of tension between them, Wendy shares explosive behind-the-scenes stories of Diddy's alleged control, abuse, and manipulation in the industry. From mistreating women like Cassie to silencing critics, Wendy's unfiltered revelations are shaking the foundation of Diddy's carefully crafted image. This article explores Wendy's ongoing feud with the mogul, exposing the secrets he fought to keep hidden.
Us actually taking a look deeper and seeing who he is and what he is about.
Hip-hop is not just music. It's a lifestyle. Combs has built an empire. There's his Sean John fashion line, his Ciroc vodka, and the TV network he founded.
He didn't change to adapt to the world. He changed the world to adapt to him. Here he is, a shining example of what he likes to term black excellence.
Wendy Williams, the outspoken media personality known for her raw take on celebrity drama, has once again sparked controversy. Following the release of the explosive documentary on Diddy, Wendy has shared startling insights into her past encounters with Diddy comms, shedding light on his alleged misconduct and the power struggles within the music industry.
Fall of Diddy goes one step further and it digs 1 foot deeper. The way that it explores Diddy's cruelty is immense. It leaves no stones unturned. And this docu really gets to the crux of what audiences want and need to hear about what it is exactly that he actually did. Instead of skimming through or meandering needlessly, The Fall of Diddy is comprehensive, well-structured, and goes right for the jugular. The Fall of Diddy pulls back the curtain on music mogul Sean Combs as allegations of long-hidden violence and abuse kept quiet for years finally emerged to shock the world. This chilling chronicle redefines the music mogul and business titan everyone thinks they know. Witness the unraveling of Sean Diddy Combs' darkest secrets by those who were witness to them firsthand. So there was the making of a bad boy, and now there's this. And then don't forget, because 50 Cent, who has openly hated Diddy for years, is also developing his own documentary about Diddy at Netflix.
The documentary has reignited scrutiny of Combs' past, featuring exclusive interviews, insider accounts, and never-before-seen details. It chronicles Diddy's rise and fall, highlighting allegations of power abuse, relationships, and questionable business tactics. Wendy Williams' expose follows the documentary's release, adding even more controversy.
Shout out to Wendy Williams, the first woman to uncover the homo thugs. That's what these down low bitches was called when Wendy first started talking about it in the 90s, the homo thug. She talk about Diddy.
The stuff that's happening with Wendy Williams, you think this is all connection to?
Of course. They've been waiting. He's been waiting. He was waiting for Kim. Remember? He was waiting. The casket was ready. She was literally casket ready. It's been working for Orlando Brown. Why wouldn't it work for Wendy?
To play crazy.
Why wouldn't it work?
Hey.
The Ushgas, bourgeois,
Wendy Williams and Diddy have a long history of conflict, often finding themselves at odds.
Did you guys see this interview between Diddy and Wendy Williams that aired 7 years ago? Look at how she reacts when he tells her that he met her son backstage.
As the mother of a now 16-year-old.
Who I met backstage was...
He did?
He's great young man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You represent a lot to a lot of people in general. I mean,
People think that Diddy said this to intimidate her because, I mean, we all know Wendy knew a lot about what was going on in Hollywood. I couldn't believe how much Diddy was lying throughout this entire video. He was actually dating Cassie during this time, and when he was asked about his relationship with her, he made it seem like they had a perfect relationship and that he really loved her.
Wendy has exposed many of Diddy's alleged misdeeds and personal controversies.
Put out those pictures of the dude pulling his pants down, and it looked like some gay act that was going on. He got on the phone. He said, let me tell you this. When I get back to New York City, if she's on the radio station, he's talking to a radio executive. He said, nobody that I deal with, nobody that I know is gonna do anything with y'all. No business at all. It ain't gonna be no artist, no nothing gonna come. He's telling people that at a radio station. When we got back to New York City, Wendy Williams was in Philly.
we come from a very homosexual era of hip hop as well. There was a radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams, and she was practically burned at the stake for talking about such. And now it's all come full.
These revelations have frequently painted the mogul in a negative light, especially regarding his treatment of those in his inner circle.
Radio personality, TV personality, Wendy Williams was announcing in her super highly rated afternoon show that might have been even syndicated then, that she had big news coming that involved Justin Dior Combs. Perked my ear up. I said, yo, what's going on? We started calling everybody. He was calling me. He got a heads up. He started calling the bosses at Hot 97. The street team was listening. They heard, the executives heard. We instantly all left the office, 19th Street, some in cabs, some in cars, some running all the way down to Hudson Street where Hot 97 was, to get down there just to handle the situation and make sure that that picture was not exposed to the masses and was not delivered through Wendy Williams. And all of that fricka-fracas, if you look back, history would tell you that she was let go from Hot 97 over that and had to go to another city to operate out of. And I think she remembers that in the way she should remember, as something that happened that ran her out of town. And then she was able to come back and be the Wendy Williams that she is now today with all the success that she's had. But that was a snafu that day with us and with my godson in that picture, that image. On the chessboard, it didn't look right on any level. Common level, behind the curtain, and high principalities and kingdoms level, it didn't look good.
Crazy, man. So that's the reason why she got fired from Hot 97, because of that picture. That picture of Suge Knight and Misa.
They fired her. I think that situation led to her being fired. Pressure from old boy in regard.
One of the most intense chapters of their conflict unfolded in the 1990s.
And it's his fault.
So you really think it's Diddy's fault? Why you believe that?
Because you don't cut security to save $1. You don't cut security when security is the most important thing that you gotta have at these places. And that's what he did. He didn't listen. He didn't listen. And I even told him, I said, yo, if the FOIs don't get a barricade away from this door, people gonna die tonight. I told that to him. And what happened? 9 people died that night.
What was his reaction to the 9 people dying?
I didn't talk to him for a while. He used to come around with us with the same game, and he just say, yo, he just speak to Gene. He like, yo, what up, Gene? I'll be like, yo, what up? I didn't speak to him until after that Suge Knight stuff that they had with Jake in Atlanta. That's when I started back really speaking to him.
Wow, because you felt the type of way about what he did?
Nah, come on, bro. 9 kids died, bro. I was pumping the chest of one little boy when my man was crying, talking about, yo, this is my first time him being out. This is the first time him being out, bro. My mama gonna kill me. I'm pumping on the chest of a little 17-year-old boy. How would you?
Wendy's feud with Diddy escalated when she allegedly received threats from members of his girl group Total. Diddy reportedly leveraged his influence to pressure Wendy, sending Total to confront her at the station. This was part of a larger pattern of control and intimidation by Diddy, something Wendy has never hesitated to expose. Her time at Hot 97 ended after she revealed details of Diddy's business dealings, including his alleged mistreatment of Biggie Smalls over publishing rights. Following these claims, she was suspended and eventually fired. Wendy has since asserted that Diddy played a role in her departure from the station.
When we were younger, you were hearing your left ear, and that was considered straight. And hearing your right ear, that'd be gay. And then at one point, people started wearing both earrings, and
And then they started wearing girl pants, and then they're wearing jeggings, and then, yes, it's very effeminized, but be very clear, there were lots of homosexuals in hip hop back in the 80s too, that was. What's worse, hip hop wearing skirts or hip hop being closeted and having a plethora of kids to prove manhood that, and denial of something that you shouldn't have to deny, which is your sexuality. So I hear what Jamar is saying, but we come from a very homosexual era of hip hop as well.
In an unexpected show of concern, Wendy Williams tried to prevent the tragic crowd surge at Diddy's 1991 charity basketball game. She warned listeners to steer clear of the overcrowded event, but her concerns were ignored, resulting in 9 fatalities. Despite the tragedy, Wendy's warning proved her motives were not solely about exposing Diddy.
Into reports, back when Wendy was working in radio, Diddy allegedly went to great lengths to get her fired because he wasn't happy with her spilling the tea on him and his shady dealings. Wendy wasn't one to hold back, and Diddy didn't take kindly to her exposing his drama. It's been said that Diddy even made phone calls threatening to cut ties with anyone who worked with Wendy. That's not all. Rumors also suggested that Diddy was so desperate to keep his secrets buried that he allegedly ordered a hit on Wendy. She reportedly had dirt on his down-low antics, which was a major taboo in the rap game at the time. There were even claims that Wendy had a compromising photo of Diddy with another man. If that wasn't shocking enough, other troubling incidents surrounding Diddy have come to light. One story involves a woman who claims she was framed for theft after Diddy's team allegedly dangled a watch in front of her and threatened legal action unless she stayed.
Over the years, Wendy's criticism of Diddy has only grown bolder. She has consistently called out his alleged mistreatment of women, including ex-partner Cassie, and his role in the East Coast-West Coast hip-hop feud. Despite Diddy's efforts to silence her, Wendy has remained outspoken.
I'm going to take your souls. We have the power. We decide what's hot. If we don't go, nobody goes. If we don't support, nobody supports. We control what's cool. We control what's hot. We control what your kids listen to, what they dance to. We control what's in video games. We control how they wear their pants, sag their pants. We control everything.
Diddy's influence on the music industry is undeniable. As the founder of Bad Boy Records, he played a key role in shaping hip-hop's golden era. However, his legacy is clouded by allegations of violence, exploitation, and manipulation. Wendy has persistently challenged the image of Diddy as a symbol of success.
Now, doesn't this sound eerily similar to what came out in Cassie's lawsuit against Diddy? In that lawsuit, Cassie described in detail how Diddy was prone to uncontrollable rage and subjected her to savage beatings. She talked about losing her memory because of how much Diddy allegedly abused her, feeling suicidal, and being forced to hook up with male prostitutes while Diddy filmed it. Cassie also accused Diddy of forcing his way into her home and assaulting her near the end of their relationship in 2018. According to her, Diddy brought her into his extravagant, fast-paced lifestyle shortly after she met him and signed to his label when she was just 19 and he was pushing 40. That power dynamic Wendy was talking about, it was definitely there. But y'all, Wendy's tea spilling didn't come without consequences. Diddy allegedly tried to get even with her and had her blackballed for exposing him. In her 2004 book, The Wendy Williams Experience, Wendy wrote that she had contempt for Diddy because he tried to ruin her career single-handedly. It didn't stop there.
Legal troubles mounted for Diddy when ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura sued him, accusing him of years of abuse. The case was swiftly settled, prompting additional allegations from others, including producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones. Wendy's latest remarks align with these claims, shedding light on the deeper issues within the industry. She has been vocal in supporting Cassie and other accusers. using her platform to expose the power structures that protect figures like Diddy.
He's now suing them for $50 million in damages, including punitive, for the harm that the, quote, false and defamatory statements have caused. He alleges that these malicious lies from Burgess and Mitchell Kidd, platformed by News Nation, caused him to suffer from significant reputational and economic harm. Pause. I know a thing or two about defamation, and A, when you're a celebrity, winning a defamation case is much harder than if you're a civilian, and B, you have to prove reputational harm. That's going to be a giant undertaking for Diddy, because before these two were spreading their assertions publicly, his reputation was already in the toilet. But Diddy is taking it a step further and is alleging that these lies have poisoned the minds of potential jurors for his upcoming trial. They are intentionally false and defamatory, and he might not be able to get a fair trial now. Wah, wah.
In March 2024, the FBI raided Diddy's properties in Miami and Los Angeles, reportedly seizing drugs, firearms, and digital evidence. This included footage from hidden cameras at Diddy's events, allegedly capturing illicit activities. These raids have intensified scrutiny around him, with Wendy reminding the public of his long history of controversy.
Williams is no stranger to Diddy and has been openly critical of the rapper long before the feds were knocking on his door. In 2017, Williams interviewed Diddy on The Wendy Williams Show, and the two seemed to make amends. I know I pissed a lot of people off, including you, but this is a full circle moment, everybody. Get into adult conversation, Williams said at the start of the interview. Back in May, a 2016 surveillance video showing Diddy beating his then-girlfriend Cassie began circulating, and Williams thinks it was a long time.
Wendy has been a leading voice in exposing issues within the entertainment world. Her fearless coverage of Diddy's alleged actions has been a defining aspect of her career, and her latest statements contribute to the growing movement demanding accountability from powerful figures.
Do have to look into how does media and communication play a role into how we see P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Sean Combs, and so on. We're gonna break down how is it being talked about, why is it resonating, why are we talking about it, and you know how we roll by now. We look at media narratives, how media narratives are being shaped using some of the bigger but also even lesser known media and communication fields.
Diddy's once polished public image, built on wealth and success, is undergoing a drastic shift. As more accusations surface and legal battles unfold, his reputation is being critically examined. Wendy's revelations, alongside a growing list of accusers, make it harder for the public to ignore the darker side of his legacy.